Kubernetes has become a de facto technology in the industry today. Some of the customer-centric companies, they have already made the initial leap and they have started reaping the benefits. They have optimized their IT resource utilization and they have also increased their release velocity. These are really interesting stories. But what has happened behind the scenes is a huge cultural shift. Developers have to now learn the new technology stack, which is really complex. In this video, I'm going to share some of the real reasons why someone have to move to microservices and deploy on Kubernetes, and what are the difficulties in managing such large-scale deployments. First, let me walk you through the software lifecycle management process. In a traditional application lifecycle management, developers contribute to a single monolithic application. IT administrators then deploy these applications across different environments by reconfiguring them for each environment. Now, this is a coordinated release and it follows a non-standard process. Now, this can slow down the release process and thus lead to a poor customer experience. Now, this is the reason why someone has to modernize their applications and deploy them on Kubernetes. In a modern application lifecycle management, developers contribute to smaller microservices which can be packaged and deployed across different environments without much reconfiguration. Kubernetes plays an important role in this. It abstracts the underlying infrastructure and standardizes the deployment process. Now, here is the interesting thing. Each microservice is a single unit of responsibility. Developers now have to start worrying about various aspects like network, storage, and adding capabilities like logging, monitoring, and others. Now, this is the real shift. Now imagine you have to scale these microservices like an Amazon or a Netflix service mesh. Managing such large-scale deployments requires deeper understanding of the technology stack. I'm going to share some tips on managing such large-scale deployments. The first and foremost is to reduce the service sprawl. Having a centralized service catalog can not only help you to reuse the services, but also reduce the service sprawl. The second important aspect is to pay a little more attention to the configuration files. As you know, in a microservices deployment, configurations are deployed alongside the microservices. Now, this helps to redeploy microservices across different environments without having to rebuild them. Now that configuration files are outside the microservices and are individual resources by themselves, they need to be managed carefully. The next important aspect is to make the best use of sidecar patterns. What are these sidecar containers? As you know, a microservice is a long-running process, and it can have more than one container. Sidecar container is a supporting container which can help you to initialize the main container, and you can also offload some of the DevOps capabilities like logging, monitoring, data backup, and data retrieval to these sidecar containers. The next important aspect is to have a dependency and a version matrix. Making a small change to a service can actually have a ripple effect on other services. So it's very important to understand the dependencies of a microservice on other resources. Maintaining a dependency matrix and also version controlling every change that goes into a service can actually go a long way in managing such large-scale deployments. The next thing is to have an end-to-end strategy for managing stateful services. In Kubernetes, by default, the resources are like floating resources. They are not tied to the underlying infrastructure. But in case of a stateful service, there is some level of a stickiness to the underlying infrastructure. Making use of a shared storage like NFS or a Kubernetes stateful set can help reduce the stickiness factor and can also reduce the risk of losing data. To wrap it up, having a centralized service catalog, making the best use of sidecar patterns, paying a little more attention to the configuration files, and then having an end-to-end strategy for stateful services along with the dependency and aversion matrix can really help manage large-scale deployments. What are your tips in managing such large-scale deployments? There is no off-the-shelf solution today to take care of all of these aspects that I touched upon. And that is why we have built a platform like GoPaddle. Thanks for watching this video and stay tuned for my next webinar on how to manage resources using GoPaddle.